the masculine girl gets off first, puts her arm out, and then the girl comes out all dainty, and there was a whole compilation of her doing that, just coming out all like.
I think that's overseas though, was it?
What? Regardless of where it was, the shit was sexy. I was like, ooh, Mr. Ma'am.
And why they try to make it seem like Drake hit Lil Buddy? Like, I don't like that.
That's what I heard, that he slapped that handy-capable man.
No, just say it's just a person that you know. They just beefing with somebody else, and they didn't say it to somebody, Happy Mother's Day, to somebody they knew their mother was dead.
That's crazy.
They just crashing out on them.
That's still crazy. If I know you personally and you say that, like, I'm going to say some shit to you. I'm going to be like, you need to apologize immediately. This podcast is sponsored by Graffiti Tax Services. For all your tax preparation needs, you can go to graffititax.com. We're going to put the link right here. It should be somewhere. And yeah, you can head to them for during tax season. And if you have any financial or tax preparation questions, head to Graffiti Tax Services. They're our new sponsor. Thank you to Graffiti Tax Preparation Services. That's it.
All right, so we got some discussions we got to have here.
Yeah.
We got to bring it up to the forefront.
Because my husband is not husbanding.
That's how you're going to start it all?
Yeah.
That's nuts. Like, you like just to even put that out there like that.
My husband is not husbanding. Well, yesterday he wasn't.
Okay, so
I get home.
It's been a little dissension here, as we all can tell.
From a long day working for the white man. And all I want to do is come home to my husband and cuddle up to him and tell him how my day was. I get home, he on the phone. I hear him from when I open the door. Ha 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 ha. Kikiing. I'm like, oh my God. He's in the spaces. He's in the Twitter spaces. With WeWorks. I'm about sick of y'all. Honestly.
There's good stuff going on.
Because y'all keep taking my husband away from me. So not only is he in these spaces, he runs up, gives me a quick kiss while he's unmuting himself to say something in the fucking spaces. And then the whole night, I don't see this man. He's in the other bedroom the whole night. Doesn't even take out like 10 minutes to like come say hi to your wife.
That's
and,
not
like,
true. You walked into the room. You walked into the room, we spoke. Don't do that. You walked into the room, we spoke, and I got you food. So don't do that.
You didn't get me food. So, I forgot that. I was like, babe, let's go out, get some wings and a drink. And he's like, no, I'm going to just send you some money on DoorDash. You can order it.
No, because I already ate. Don't do that. I told you I had already
I ate at like 6 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm not trying to eat again. I'm good. Usually I wait for you to get home to eat again. But I was running around. I had some errands I was doing, and I stopped and got me some food.
Anywho, this nigga ignored me for the entire night because he was in the spaces with his bros talking to men.
I'll take it. I'm sorry. And it won't happen again.
Gay? Like, what?
And I promise, baby, it won't happen again.
Behavior.
It was. And I apologize. It won't happen again.
And he talk about, Joe was in there.
I mean, he did jump in there with us. It was cool.
He was like, Joe was freestyling. I don't give a fuck.
He had some bars in there for niggas. It was funny.
This pussy could have been spitting.
I'm just saying, he had some bars for niggas in there.
Joe.
He had bars for niggas in there. It was funny. It was a good time. Niggas was laughing. Niggas was kikiing.
I'm ashamed of you.
It was epic.
Not only was you kikiing with men instead of spending time with your wife, you just sat here on this couch and said kiki.
I can't say that?
No.
So niggas can't say nothing no more
no.
in your book. Niggas can't say T.
No.
Niggas can't say T.
Because why was Drake and and Joe and Ish and Ice and all of them, they was on that podcast throwing tea around like it was just regular. I was like, look at these very heterosexual black men using ballroom gay slang like it's just normal.
It is.
Good for y'all.
It's normalizing.
Good for y'all.
Ain't bad.
But I thought it was interesting. Let's get to it.
Are you tired of paying a lot of money for your vacation? My name is Shirley Proctor, and I am a partner with Tavodian, a traveling membership group. I can help you save time, money, help you and your loved ones see the world.
It was good.
They gotta check that out. All right, so we gotta let y'all know y'all listen to Talk FNF TV. I'm your host, Rhetoric, and I'm with my lovely and amazing and wonderful and adorable and intelligent co-host, Miss Reality.
That was good. You ate that.
Well, yeah, I had to get back to the app, so I needed some more adjectives.
Oh wow. Okay, so it wasn't just
See how you do. See how you got to turn everything
That's
poisonous.
crazy.
Why do you do that?
You could have just took it and been like, oh yeah, because I love you so much, baby.
Salute.
I didn't even know you was going through the apps.
I mean, hey, that's how you
You
know it's a
ruined
skill. That's how you know. I'm just trying to show
And
my
then
skill.
you tried to gaslight me into thinking I ruined it. Look
'Cause-
at how I'm treated on a regular basis. Thank God I'm not an idiot.
Oh man. All right, so we got to get to this. That was hilarious. You were on the clock right here. We have to bring you up to the front because there's been a prior clip that's come out from this show that you've expressed in that you adore this individual to a high order, and he's crossed the line.
Oh yeah.
He's crossed the line. So
Soulja Boy
Dwayne Way.
is wildin'.
Nah, talk for your mans.
DeAndre, I think his
What did I say?
Dwayne. You said Dwayne.
DeAndre Way. All right, no, speak to your boy
But
Soulja.
no, really, like
Talk about it.
I generally enjoyed his antics right up until now.
Oh, now.
Yeah.
Wasn't none of the other stuff he's done.
Well, has he done other like serious shit that I'm unaware of?
I mean, he's just been disrespectful on the internet for
yeah, but it's
almost
been
a decade and a
because
half.
he hasn't like told anybody he was rolling up they dead mother.
Okay, well, explain to the audience.
So Soulja Boy on Mother's Day for some, I don't even know what prompted him to do this.
Okay, well, I can explain
was
There
was Metro talking about Soulja Boy?
There was an old tweet that came out from Metro that was like 12 years old. Like, it was, 12 years old, where he was like, we getting...
Soulja Boy was in a coke bender.
So he said, allegedly.
Allegedly.
So no, he was basically, it was a tweet where Metro was saying, we getting Jeezy verses and y'all getting Soulja Boy packs or whatever. And that came out because of, everybody going through everybody's old tweets.
Mm-hmm.
And then Soulja Boy reacted. I understand when Soulja Boy does this, he's just looking for clout.
Yeah, Soulja Boy was like, Happy Mother's Day.
Well, yeah, that was after he told him to delete this in 24 hours. And then 21 Savage said, or what?
Nobody's gonna listen to you. What are you gonna do, Soulja Boy?
I mean, he thinks he's Big Soulja.
Like, you really can't do anything for real.
And then on Mother's Day, that's when he said Happy Mother's Day to Metro. And then if you don't know Metro's situation, he did lose his mother a few years back to a murder-suicide.
In a horrible way.
So R.I.P. for that, definitely.
Yeah,
but no,
that's
Soulja Boy is crashing out. You got to speak for him. That's your man.
Just because I like people's antics don't mean they my mans.
Hey,
He was my mans in middle school.
in this situation, that's your man.
He's not my mans in this situation because I don't agree with this whatsoever.
Okay. So we know he's in the wrong. In a situation like this, for real, this is really your man's, and he going crashing out like this. What do you do?
If this is really my mans, if this was like Smino doing this,
Don't do that.
would, an artist that I actually like and cater
No, just
for.
say it's just a person that they just beefing with somebody else, and they didn't say it to somebody Happy Mother's Day to somebody they knew their mother was dead.
That's crazy.
They just crashing out on
That's
them.
still crazy. If I know you personally and you say that, like, I'm gonna say some shit to you. I'm gonna be like, you need to apologize immediately.
You got to do it on the same platform, or how you got to do it?
Yeah, if you disrespected somebody publicly, you need to apologize. Well, privately first and then publicly.
You're not asking no questions like, why did you say that?
There's no reason why would you say that? Because
It's
why would you say that?
I'm just saying, somebody could have disrespected you in a really, public manner, and you just
But-
returning the favor.
He didn't though.
I'm just saying. Technically,
You know,
he did, but he did disrespect him in a
not
public
in
fashion.
that
And that
fashion.
it wasn't a 1-for-1. No,
No.
I'm just saying in a situation where someone did disrespect you in a public manner, could you see yourself saying to somebody else like, okay, I can see why you went there?
No.
I've just seen it before. I just seen some girls who was like, I think it was back in college, and the girl was stealing from another girl, like doing some real wild stuff to her, and then they got into a big heated argument. She brought up that, and most of the people, nobody was mad at her. Everybody was like, I mean, she got you right there, dog. Like,
Well, you steal it from somebody,
you've been being foul out here. She can say that to you.
I don't know. It depends on the situation, I guess, because if you're doing something like real grimy, and my friend is like, oh, fuck your dead mama, if depending on the griminess level of what you did to my friend, I'm gonna have. I
mean, to be honest, it wasn't that too long ago where niggas was just doing that to remember the racist podcaster we talked about?
Yeah,
niggas was doing that to him.
He was being racist though.
So okay, so there's an example.
Yeah.
Of you would take it there.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey,
I'm changing my answer.
I mean, cause like there's another clip of you saying that too.
Yeah.
So. All right,
I'm definitely changing my answer. And goddamn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Continue.
Oh no, I was gonna say. So I was gonna add on. So Soulja Boy did end up apologizing.
He did.
He ended up trying to, save face.
He also said that he was gonna get therapy and anger management. He did.
This man is a clown. He know what he doing. Like he trying to be funny and try to play around, but he know what he doing.
He said, I apologize to Metro Boomin for overreacting over an old tweet. Condolences to his mom. I'm going to seek therapy and anger management. I'm done responding to hate, new or old.
So
you're lying, Soulja Boy. No, you're not done responding to hate. You've made a career of responding to hate at this point.
That's literally been his since probably 2016, maybe 17.
Yeah.
He's been doing this crashing out because I think that was when he did the Chris Brown shit.
He been yelling at cameras for mad long.
I hope it ain't the drugs like you was saying. I hope it really ain't. Because man,
it's probably the drugs.
It's just like, I don't understand why he feel like, because he older than me, so I'm trying to understand what in your mind frame feel like you still got to do this, because it ain't like he used to do it where he would drop some music afterwards to try to get niggas to listen to his music. I don't even think he dropped nothing. Like, this was just all a spectacle.
We don't know what Soulja Boy is dropping. Only the hoodest of niggas know what Soulja Boy is dropping.
And again, I respect Soulja Boy for the grind that he came out with and the dances and all that stuff, but we got to be honest. The last, like, probably after the little Superman wave, all he did was jack niggas like swag the whole time. Like, whatever niggas was doing, I remember Wiz Khalifa came out, he had his little Ocean Gang and all that other shit like that. Like, he just copied niggas' waves, yo, like for like almost half a decade.
Which was
longer than that, probably a decade.
Because he basically pioneered his own wave.
I mean, he came with the dance stuff, but that stuff don't never last. You can't make a career off of making dance songs like that. Like his way.
No.
You can make dance music and have a career. You can't make dance songs the way he was doing. You do one of those. You don't do a bunch of them.
I mean, in the age of TikTok, he could have definitely used that as like a resurgence, because
I mean, I don't feel like he ever really fell off, because
the kids love that shit.
Because he's doing like streaming, he Twitch and all that kind of stuff like that.
He makes money regardless.
Yeah, so he's doing other stuff that's keeping
just
him relevant.
Music.
It's just, I just hate when it comes to this where it always feels desperate when he does this. Like, it never feels like a genuine, like, oh, this is who Soulja is, this is who he about, you don't step to, no, it just, you feel like you joking the whole time, and you just try to take it as far as you can on like some 6ix9ine shit, we being honest.
I brought this up before, but I remember very, very early when I was actually a Soulja Boy fan, and he had like his YouTube page where he would drop vlogs, and all of his vlogs were him like running around being a silly ass teenage boy. Like, he was hilarious, and he was so like, he was literally always laughing, and that's why I liked him so much.
He felt real.
And he was literally just a silly kid. And this doesn't seem like the same thing, or I don't know, but this doesn't, I agree with you. It doesn't seem like it's actually him. It just seems like a tactic for clout.
Yeah, it just seems like a nasty facade. I hate that he had to go out this way, because that's all there's ever been so far. Like, we really had a few songs in between. Don't get me wrong. He didn't drop some hits in between these little up and down spurts, but just to see like him doing the reality shows, the way he was doing it, like all that stuff just paints him in such a negative light. And it's like we really haven't got to see him just be clear-minded, positive, and like not an asshole. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He kind of is an asshole.
I just hate to see that for him, for real.
Yeah.
All right, so man, you kind of like a prophet with this next thing we about to bring up, because you just got done kicking the nigga back in one of our videos, and he just had what I was thinking probably the biggest highlight of his career. He was shining, he was up, he was getting music, debuting everybody's diss track, and then he gets the lawsuit.
Yeah, I was manifesting his downfall, and I keep telling you I'm powerful.
So DJ Academics, we have a lawsuit, a sexual assault lawsuit, civil case. This is coming from the same woman who did. I think we talked about this too when this happened.
We did, yeah. We just didn't know the detail of like everything that actually happened. So there's a full lawsuit, and then I'm not a lawyer, but she did a whole like breakdown of it on TikTok. But basically, she was going over Axe house. This was someone that she like regularly dealt with. So she had been over there a couple times before. And in the lawsuit it says that Ack goes to his two friends. So these are like just man one and man two. So he goes up to his friends and he tells them that like, oh, she told me that she on a different type of timing and she in her bad girl era now and she blah blah blah, like she down for whatever. So he lets them know this before she gets there. She gets there and the man one opens the door and she has no idea that anybody other than Ack is supposed to be in the house. So she's supposed to go be with her nigga or whatever. Like, but this man answers the door and she's like, okay, whatever. She feels weird about it, but she goes inside anyways. And then man number two is in the kitchen. They keep trying to get her to like have a drink and she's like, no, I usually make my own drinks when I'm here. So she wants to do that, but they force her and they keep telling her to take the drink. So she eventually takes the drink. And then they make it seem like they're gonna leave. So she like gets in the hot tub, but then they get in the hot tub with her. She thinks the academic is coming down. He still hasn't come down. So then she starts feeling like woozy and like lightheaded and stuff from the first drink, and she feels weird. And then they start like allegedly force feeding her alcohol, like pouring it down her throat in the hot tub with her. And then she like is scared. She thinks that she might drown in the hot tub. She tries to leave the hot tub. She falls on the concrete. And then when she falls on the concrete is when she's attacked by man number one and then attacked by man number two. She wakes up. She's like groggy in between. She wakes up with Ack also attacking her after that. 4 a.m. she wakes up in Ack's room, not remembering anything that happened. And then he's like, yeah, my mom's coming over. You gotta go. He's like, do you remember anything last night? And she's like, no, I don't remember anything. And he shows her like screenshots of the security footage, and she's like laying lifeless with a man on top of her in the screenshot. So she's like, this doesn't seem like me. Like, I don't think I would have agreed to this. Like, I don't remember agreeing to this. So that's the whole thing. So they text back and forth. After she goes home, she tries to get more information, and he's like, you should get tested, and I'm probably gonna get tested too.
Okay,
so that's the screenshots that we see from from the trial that were made available to the public.
Yeah, and DJ has already gone on his own platform multiple times and have denied all the claims. He's even also stated that the police came to his home. He showed them all of, the surveillance footage and everything that from his home, and they didn't find any way to, at least at this, any evidence to support a criminal charge for this. That's why they're going the civil route.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Nobody was there. We haven't seen any of the evidence and things of that nature. Just from what I take Act to be.
I didn't go to see any of the like pictures unblurred, but like I saw the pictures of just like bruises and stuff on her body, like all down her spine and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's what they had.
Thing I saw.
Yeah, no, that's what they had there. He's like I said, he's swears up and down that he has everything in his home. That's, CCTV type shit. I could believe that, just because if I'm somebody who talks about the negative stuff that's going on, and I know somebody who's having a situation that they're being told this happened about them and they saying they didn't, I would have my whole home super recorded. Like, everything, anywhere you go except the bathroom is recorded. So, I mean, I can completely understand where if he says that, and I can believe that. But, I don't know. I'm not going to stay on anyone's side. I'm not trying to defend anyone. I just can see that this is, like, crazy timing. Like I said, we seen her video where she came out with it. And it's only time can tell. Ack is going to be in some shit, though. Apparently, he said that if he goes down for this case, he's taking the whole industry down with him.
Does he have the whole industry stuff to take down with him?
I would assume so. If you making claims like that. I mean, he would be somebody who gets a lot of dirt from people. And I can imagine he's even stated himself that he's not reported on things just because he was trying to help the artist save face in a way. He maybe didn't felt like it was going to do them a disservice. So he said he has held contact back before.
Okay.
So we'll see what's going on with that. I mean, I just think it just sucks to seeing all this shit go on like this. Like, you don't want to see anyone go through anything like that.
Yeah.
And then
I was praying on his downfall, but not by proxy of somebody else going through something this traumatic. Like, definitely not.
And then also, as a man, you don't want to see someone potentially being allegations on them. Because like I said, they had sexual assault lawsuits in there, but with this being the type of civil case, liability and things of that nature, he could still be found where he has to owe some money.
There's defamation in there too, because
because he said that
he went on his platform 2 times and said she was lying.
So it's gonna be tough. We'll see what happens, and I'm gonna stay on to it most definitely. I'm gonna bring it back up here a few times because I mean, gotta hold you accountable. Act.
Shout out to I'm Not a Lawyer But on TikTok, because she does an amazing job on like reading things and breaking them down, because I'm not reading those things. I
mean, she does a good job of spinning her narrative the way she wants to spin it, because a lot of that stuff that she was saying, she made it seem like this was something that they seen factual that the police were saying and not her statement. But the way she read it, she saved face with it, but it still didn't create the idea that this is a statement from somebody and not actually 100%, documented fact. That's all.
Well, it's a case, so you have to.
Yeah. No, I'm just.
You know that it's not facts until.
It's just when you read all those documents.
It's
just the only reason I say that, and I don't want to feel like I'm defending, but I'm just saying, when you read stuff like that on a document that's a court document like that, and you kind of don't have the right context in your head, you can make assumptions from the information. You don't take this as you don't take this as potential evidence. You may take this as the cold hard truth. So that's the only thing. I'm gonna stay on to it, and if this nigga is a nasty nigga, we gonna kick his back in.
I'm gonna kick his back in regardless.
Salute. All right, so I don't want to stay too much on the Drake shit. I know we've been talking about that a lot.
I don't even know what's happening with the
it's just
Drake
gotten so nuts.
Lobby.
It's gotten
reporter,
so nuts.
Like,
so Ebony Prince 2K24. He's the one claiming he has the information. Apparently, like, he worked for some hotel that Drake was staying at. Drake left some stuff. Ended up getting like he left his stuff there. They told him he did. He only asked for like a chain that he left, and everything else stayed. What I heard was that because of the hotel's rule, after 90 days, they just give it to
you have
employees.
to forfeit it?
No, they give it to employees. If you don't come back and claim your property in 90 days, they'll just take the shit and just give it to employee or whatever. So that's where all the other stuff came from. This nigga been wilding on the internet. Have you seen this shit?
I've seen the tweets and stuff, but I haven't like taken my time to read all of them because it was so many of them.
Man, but the video is what's the creepy shit.
I saw the video, yeah.
Nigga had shoestrings holding up the pill bottles.
I didn't see that video. I saw the video of Drake meeting the reporter in the hotel, like the CCTV
he exposed
footage.
that, but like actually while he was showing that footage, the stuff was like to the left, I think. But he showed a whole little clip where he had the shirt that was in the cover art. Had the little pill bottles and shit. Like, this nigga's really a nutso. They've claimed to figure out who he is. He look like some brother, some heavyset black guy, but I don't know. So I didn't get a name for him. I just seen some pictures. They said that was potentially him. It was just crazy. Just all this stuff is going on. Then, like I said, the footage, and why they try to make it seem like Drake hit Lil Buddy. Like, I don't like that.
That's what I heard, that he slapped that handy-capable man.
And that's Chris Alvarez. He's a journalist. So salute to Chris Alvarez. He do his thing. He's like a celebrity journalist, and he does like talk about disability stuff. I read a little bit of the article where he responds to all these allegations, but niggas wanted Drake to slap this little man so bad. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
People want to think that Drake is the type of person who would slap somebody in a wheelchair.
Why do y'all want Drake to be Malik Wright? I don't know if y'all get that one. Y'all have to watch the game. Because remember he punched the nigga in the wheelchair.
Yeah, I had to process that for a little bit before I realized.
Drake is not Malik Wright, okay? Like, he is not going to be out here punching handy-capable people. Especially someone.
This man has watched the game too many times in completion.
I'm just saying, like, who else has a better slap on a disabled person? Like, you tell me the content that does that. Who goes that far?
I can't.
Only Kelsey Grammer. But no, I hate that y'all try to do this. Y'all really want Drake to be the worst human being ever. And I blame Drake for a reason, because his disregard of black media. So in some of the spaces that I was in, I did bring up this topic. I was like, do we think that the reason why Drake, the loss feels so strong in a way, is because black media has turned their back on him? Because he did do the Bobby interview. Niggas was mad about that. He did the little Barstool interview with his son. Niggas was really upset about that.
Yeah.
So, and he has not done any big black interview platform in probably since Scorpion, when he was doing talking about the kids stuff, and he talked to Braun, and he talked to Elliot. Like, we haven't seen him do anything since then. And I could just see, like, I knew he lost black media for real was when Nadeska acted like she was just so insulted by that slave line. You saw that when she was with Ebro?
No, I didn't watch that.
Man, she brought out oh my God, how could you do this? And I'm sitting there like, Nadeska, don't do that. She put I've never seen Nadeska put that kind of sauce on shit since Everyday Struggle, when she was out there dealing with Ack and all that shit. Mm-hmm. Like, she put so much sauce and hate on that review of his line, and I was like, y'all trying to be so disingenuous this. But it makes sense though, because even Ebro was kicking his back in. Like, he hasn't done.
Ebro was definitely kicking his back in.
He hasn't done black media in almost, like I said, been now close to half a decade.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was interesting that was kind of the case. And do you think that could have had a effect?
Definitely, because he's not like kikiing with black media at all. The only black like hip hop platform that he interacts with is Joe Budden podcast.
I mean, and that's even on a very surface level. And
yeah,
there's a lot of hate in between there.
They're like frenemies.
Yeah, there's like a lot of hate and disrespect between those kind of interactions.
So it's not even. I think if he regularly interacted with those platforms, then they might have felt like a slight bias to maybe be in favor of him. Yeah, or show him some grace during this beef, but he hasn't done that. So I think it has negatively affected him. But Kendrick also, I don't think it negatively affects Kendrick because he don't talk to nobody.
Yeah, I mean, he does a few little interviews at some magazines here
once
and there.
In a while, when he's like rolling something out, but for the most part, you don't hear from him. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, it was just very interesting to see just kind of little integral parts in there, and then just this. I just think this nigga was psyched out. Like, he talking about Drake line, you know, Act, you need to put this down or I'm suing you. Like, this nigga Ebony Prince, this nigga is psyched out. Apparently, I was hearing one little rumor. They said he was part of the LGBTQ, and like that's like their little thing to put an Ebony in front of their name for whatever. Like that's like their code name. Oh man, like you gotta dig and do these little rabbit holes and stuff.
There's too many rabbit holes.
It's the best thing ever though,
because you don't know what's actually factual and what's just like a crazy person who has too much time and who's just like making shit up on the internet. Because I thought that was potentially what this was.
But why does it even matter, man? It's just golden.
It is. Speaking of golden, are we off this?
Yeah, we can go.
Okay. Speaking of golden, that reminds me of Selena Powell. Do you know that she literally told people that she drank academics' urine. And now Clay from Love is Blind is like publicly dating this bitch.
I don't know.
Like
what's up with
kissing
Clay.
her on the mouth on video and posting it.
No, it's not even just her though. Like he was out with Willow Ryder. I don't know if you're familiar with her. Remember, I told you I did a space with her.
Yeah, y'all interviewed the adult film star.
Yeah, she was out there. She was really cool. Nice lady.
Top journalism.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm out there. I'm out there doing it. I'm out there doing the hard work and the hard labor. But no, it's just so funny to see her out there because, like I said, she's a nice looking girl and everything. But it's very obvious I was right about him. Like everything I said about him in my analysis,
he does
was
not
spot on.
like women that look like AD, dark skinned women.
And that was very evident because
Period.
the two women that we're associating with of the nightlife are both of that hue.
Clay was saying that he didn't like AD's lifestyle and blah blah blah, but Selena Powell's lifestyle is literally AD's lifestyle on steroids, like completely like snowballed out of control. So that wasn't the thing. You were just making up excuses because you just didn't like this woman, which is fine, but you should have just said that, and we all knew that, and you were lying.
But you know what he did it for? He was trying to get them bands for him. They had to stay up there so they can get the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him. So, but Clay's mom has hit the internet.
Oh yeah, Clay's mom. That's a stand-up lady. Go ahead.
This is how you know when a black lady's upset. They start inventing holidays. Happy New Day. What is that? What is a happy
Today.
new day?
Every day.
First, my number one rule for folks following me on social media: don't send me anything inappropriate. I'm not going to call you out. However, you know who you are. Second, I didn't know who CP, Selena Powell, was until everyone started sending me her YouTube information. It's very interesting. She did a throw up emoji. That some men will lose everything thinking. Will lose everything thinking. That's funny, mama. That the apple is good, but it's a forbidden choice. Do better. The deceiver uses old tricks to attack and destroy. Clayton Alexander. That's how you know you're in trouble.
She said your full name.
You know Jesus will allow things to occur. He is still trying to get your attention. Please surrender to him. Oh, Clay, you in trouble.
She said the devil sent that woman, and you will not bring her into my home.
When your
period.
When your mama start bringing up Jesus unprovoked, you know she upset.
Yeah, you know you done disappointed her.
And then this is how you know she's an educated woman, because she puts in closing. She lets you know I'm done here.
Wrapping this up.
In closing, I pray that everyone reading this gives the same attention to other things that matter, like helping support your local food banks and volunteer in your local communities. Tap link in bio. Oh, she out here hustling. I pray that everyone has a wonderful day on purpose. Sign, Straight Shooter.
Period. She done took her little 15 minutes of fame and branded herself.
She got to write a Bell Hook book.
Clay reposted that on his story and said, "Heard you, mom. Heart emoji. My apologies." Selena unfollowed him after that. The relationship was over before we could even talk about it.
I'm not mad, though. Like I said, Willow's a nice girl. When I spoke with her, she was real sweet. She had some funny conversations. She could joke around. She liked her job. I mean, can't get mad at that. She's a sweet girl.
Clay was really acting like he wanted to be married. No, you didn't want to be married. You wanted to be seen so that you could gallivant like on a different level than you were before.
We knew what was going on, man. We knew what was up.
It's okay. Just like stay out of women's way who like want to settle down and get married. There's so many women who want to gallivant and have fun too. Go be with them.
He
please.
was. He got Selena.
No,
he got Willow.
I mean, why was he on?
He took him out of town. He took Willow out the country.
Why was he on that goddamn show in the first place?
To get some money, to get that 10 racks. I think that's what it was, right? 10 racks?
I don't even know if it was that much, honestly.
I think to get the max was 10 racks.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's what my man was doing. I'm not mad at him. Get to it. You got to get to the paper. Can't get mad at it.
No, I think it was just for clout. I don't think it was for money because Clay has like 17 businesses. He could have made that. He could have made more than that while he was outside of the pods. He probably lost money being in the pods.
Nah, because see, you got to understand, running a business is way more taxing than being the celebrity guy, cashing checks from doing appearances. That's easy money.
No, I'm saying it was for clout.
Yeah, to get
So
that
he
to get
could-
the easy money.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he could do
Upgrade
other
his
things.
profile.
Yeah, I don't think it was for the 10K.
Oh, for sure. I mean, 10K is a good
It's
little
a icing on the cake.
for sure.
Yeah.
And that's why we gotta
I
take that.
wouldn't.
We got to
scoff
take that
at
to the
10K.
day. We got to take that to the day. That's all I'm saying.
It was probably more like 665 after taxes.
Hey, that's still good. Good come up.
Like
Get that, help you break even.
right?
So I know you be hating the spaces, but there was some other information I learned in the spaces.
What did you learn in the spaces?
There was a DJ that came in, and he was telling us he was a DJ for, he worked with a lot of different artists. And one specifically that he was working with was your girl, Sexy Red.
Ooh.
And he dropped some good stuff in there. He told me that something I didn't know, and I wasn't even 100% sure on. He said that Sexy has 2 writers that write for her,
Mm-hmm.
and they're 2 gay guys,
Mm-hmm.
and they write all of her bars and all that shit. They the ones who basically are the words behind Sexy Red. He told me he talked to him, and he asked him, he was like, so why y'all don't do music for y'all since y'all are the geniuses behind her? They said that they don't feel like if they was to do the music and be front facing, it wouldn't be accepted the same because they gay guys. And I was just wondering, do you think that where we at now in 2024, we're still at this point where gay men couldn't be a front face of a big music rollout profile, a la like a Sexy Red?
Not in hip hop.
I mean,
Black people are still like the black culture, hip hop culture. I'm not gonna say black people. Hip hop culture is still like generally homophobic.
I can agree with that.
So I don't think it's gonna happen. I think we have gotten more comfortable with seeing things like that, like Saucy Santana, and I don't think Lil Nas is not hip hop. He's pop, and that's
what my argument would have
been
been.
accepted
was
in
Lil
pop for a very long time, being a gay man. So
do you think so you don't think there's gonna be a time in our lifetime where someone who's like a Saucy Santana could have a #1 in hip hop, an openly gay man putting out music and it's a #1 in just hip hop? It don't have to be Billboard #1 like Kendrick.
yeah,
I do say when I say something wrong. I did say on the last show that Kendrick's only #1 was this solo #1 was Not Like Us. I was wrong. He also got #1 for Humble. I'm sorry, but yeah, back to Saucy.
I don't know. I really can't see it happening for real.
That shit got to slide. That shit got to really slide.
It really has to be like the girls have to be like
Because Frank tricked us.
like on rotation.
Frank tricked us.
Frank didn't trick us. We knew Frank was gay.
Niggas didn't know Frank was gay. Niggas did not know
that nigga was a
that
fruit.
tornado was a man.
We knew Frank was a fruit.
We didn't know that tornado that came around the room was a man. We didn't. I'm just saying. Niggas was shocked. I was. Oh, whoa. What are we talking about here again? I thought we was talking about a girl. I thought we were thinking about her.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised that man was not straight.
I think somebody could pull a Frank in hip hop though, where it's like they're not openly gay, and they can get a slap off and then come out as gay.
They would have to come off as like trade.
Yeah, for sure. You'd have to be a shape up nigga.
Yeah, like you would have to not be feminine in the slightest bit.
But I think we're going to get to a point where a feminine guy can make a hip hop song and it's going to go. It might be a white guy first, but I can see a feminine trait like that, especially with female hip hop taking off the way it is.
That chasing Houston, I think. Chasing reality.
Chasing Dallas. Somebody said it was
chasing Dallas. It's chasing Dallas. So
somebody said in the comments.
Okay. So chasing reality in general. I think Seven and Kesey and Astro, like all of them have like different aesthetics. All of them are rappers. All of them are obviously gay. Kesey least so, but all of them have like gay lyrics. Like you could tell they gay. I feel like one of them eventually, like somebody like that could eventually make it in hip hop. I just feel like it's gonna have to be the gays and the girls that have like are the power and the gas behind making a gay black man number one in hip hop. It's gonna have to be the gays and the girls. And then black women are not always on board with the gays, unfortunately.
I mean, it's true. I feel what you're saying, because the more you talk about it, it's just like the demographic that actually supports them is just entirely too small for them.
Yeah, it's
to
too
break
small
through.
to happen.
It's like the people who would want to see you win it's too small to even be a thing.
That's why Saucy Santana got dropped from his label. He's not even signed no more.
I mean, it's tough though. Like you said, it's especially when you ain't being able to produce a hit like that, because everything that he does is going to be 100% shock value.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not going to be really somebody going to give your music a fair shot.
Yeah. Regardless of like how good the music is, it's automatically going to be niche.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand. All right, so I'm going to play this because since it was on this topic, it's kind of adjacent.
To the bitches in my comments calling me a self-hating gay, I have a question for you. So what do I do as a parent that's raising a child in a gay household? And if I allowed him to see me kissing and having affection with another man, since y'all feel like that's so important, what do you do when that little boy that has seen you kiss a man in the mouth and hold his hand and do all that cuddle lovey-dovey shit? What do you do when your little boy goes over to somebody else's house and he does it because he thinks that it's okay when it's really not? And now somebody want to harm my baby, or they whooping on him or mistreating him because they're calling him gay. What do you do then? When do y'all bitches don't get it through y'all head that it's just not okay? And it's a time and a place. That doesn't make me a self-hating gay. That does not make me not love myself. This gay shit just ain't that important to the point where my kid has to see it. What about his well-being? Huh? That's my question for y'all bitches that's always in my comments asking me or telling me what I should and shouldn't be doing. Why is this gay shit that important? Huh?
My first question to him would be, why would he think that his son seeing gay affection in the first place would negatively affect his child, not his son, his child in general?
Or the behavior would be, if my kid goes over to somebody's house, like if I see my parents be affectionate with each other and they're both a male, male and female, why wouldn't I not follow that action regardless of who's I'm seeing do it? If it has nothing to do with it being gay.
If that's your biggest concern, you have a conversation with your child. You can't go around fucking kissing people.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a conversation that you have to have with your child about bodily autonomy and boundaries regardless of your sexual orientation.
Did I tell you that time when Tony had kissed a girl when he was a little boy?
No.
So I remember I was supposed to be disciplining him for it because it happened while he was like in school or whatever. And I was like, you can't be doing that without asking people. He was like, I did ask. I was like, oh.
She said yes.
That's what he said. I was like,
well.
I said, well, you're still not supposed to be doing that, man. All right, stop that, okay?
He asked for consent. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm telling you, I was sitting there like, oh man, this guy covered all his bases.
Yeah,
it's not a smart kid right here, man. But no, I don't feel like that is a direct 1-to-1. Like when you just see that and then you just automatically do what they say. That's why I don't understand why he felt that he ate.
Why do you think
was that?
Yeah,
I shouldn't have said that.
A little bit.
Damn.
Why do you think that if you hypothetically have a son, why do you think that him seeing gay affection is going to make him gay? Maybe that's not how that works. That's not how that works. You're a gay man. That's crazy if you think that's how that works. And then also, are you afraid of being in a gay relationship, having a son, and then your son being gay, and then that like validating like these homophobic people's like feelings and stuff? Like that is self-hatred, and it is internalized like homophobia, and that's probably why people are telling you that. And instead of being defensive about it, I think it's a time for introspection and to take a look at why you fear what you're fearing and why you sound like a complete buffoon on the internet right now. And like you really need to take that time and unpack that, because I think that's very weird. I think that whole thing was very weird.
I think I should get points for noting the click, when I do my voice. He did that like 3 times during that. I think that needs to be noted, understood that, hey, I got good observation skills. He did it like 3 times.
Oh my God.
He did the click 3 times. All right. So I think this is kind of adjacent a little bit in a way too. We were supposed to talk about this last week, but we didn't. The teacher that got fired from TikTok.
Oh yeah. So this teacher.
Did we ever get his name?
It don't matter what his name
Nobody
is.
has said this nigga's name the entire time.
You want to look up his name while I talk about it a little bit?
All right.
While I tell people what's been going on? So this teacher posted a video on TikTok, and I feel like I can speak for most people. Well, not most people. A lot of people, when I initially saw the video, he was like, oh, I running late for my hair appointment, didn't have time to take my hair out. So, like, my students are taking my hair out. I was like, don't love it, but I'm not gonna like sexualize like these children and this like whole interaction. So I'ma just let it roll. There was another video where they were painting his nails. I said, hold the phone. What is happening here? And then there was like a couple other things too. There was a video of apparently where he like fully shot his shot at one of the little girls.
That's not what he was going on. He wasn't shooting his shot.
He was shooting his shot.
This was a completely unrelated clip that was like, I like goth guys. The girl was all masked up, so you don't even know what the girl looked like or who she was. She looked like she was in a school bathroom, but you don't know anything looked like. And she said she liked goth guys, and then he does a little golf thing on his head and acts like he's the little golf.
I can be
TikTok
what
shit.
you like.
You can imply it that way, yes.
Shooting his shot.
I don't think that was shooting.
Listen,
his shot,
after
yo.
that, after that, that second video, I was like, okay, this nigga's weird. And then the apology video,
that was
not
sick.
the like it wasn't even an
It
apology.
was like a recap video.
He was just like,
The tears was insane.
there were no tears.
But the cry face, the break, that was insane.
It was just like dry heaving.
The breakdown, like the acting was impeccable.
It was. It wasn't. It was really bad acting.
The
actually.
script was on point. They called me bestie. It was on point. Like he really was out here like he was the girl from what was that movie? Was Sandra Bland?
And he was like,
not Freedom Riders. Was
my
it Freedom?
students were texting me. Why are your students texting you? Why do your students have your personal phone number?
That's not that's not that weird though. Teachers have that just so you can have that communication. That is not a weird thing.
Nah, message me on Teams.
Okay, if you have that, then do that.
Everyone has that.
Now they do.
We went through the pandemic.
When I was in school, they didn't have that. But so you could have if it was your coach or whatever happened. Again, I'm not the best example.
There's literally like you could make. There are several apps where you can make group chats.
I'm just saying my school
like
wasn't the best example
classroom.
at this. So there was something that happened in my school like this. So
we
like
went to school at a certain time,
Yeah.
you know. But like at the point where we got to college, we had group chats with our professors in our whole classes in separate apps.
Mhm.
So that's what he could do. Why do your children? Why do these kids have your?
Did they say
numbers?
he texts his text number? Did he say his text number?
He said text
But that doesn't mean they didn't text him through
because he could have said DMing.
But it doesn't mean he could have texted them through an appropriate group chat. So, I mean, we don't know that. I don't want to. My thing is this, and I understand what you're saying, and I understand a lot of people's fears and saying it's inappropriate. I just hate when I see anytime men interact with women or children and it's in an intimate way, it always can get perceived as it has attention or not attention, but it has the potential to be harmful or pedophilic. Like it always goes to that where it's like maybe the nigga just has a relationship and that's just how it kind of flows at this time. And I don't think that it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go to being what we just said, those words, where it goes to being a problem, becomes being harmful.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not think as a teacher that you have to like set very rigid boundaries between you and your students so that things like this don't happen?
I mean, if you care about just the job itself and not necessarily the students that are affected by the job, then yeah. But if you actually care, there's
Do
parents.
you not think that you can be an amazing teacher without overstepping boundaries, like your students having your personal number and your students painting your nails and doing your hair.
I think that you can be a teacher who teaches the curriculum and a person gets information and can pass your test doing what you're saying. But I think if we're saying the thing where it's like a lifelong person who's had an effect on your life, who cares about the outcomes of your life, I think that, yeah, it changes that. Those things look different when you have somebody who actually cares about what you're doing and your outcomes.
I have another question for you. Do you think that this is different from the teachers who see, like, there's a little girl who's been coming into school over and over again without her hair done, and they do her hair for her, and nobody ever gets mad about that? There are teachers.
People do.
There are teachers who people get mad about that.
They'll say that you shouldn't be touching the kid's hair. You don't know what the parents' religion or what their status are, or what they want to be doing with the kid's hair.
But the teachers are generally, like, it's not like a widespread thing, and the teacher isn't immediately fired.
Because my thing is, I've seen women teachers do this with their kids. Like, I've seen women teachers hug the kid's all in their bosom. Like, I've seen where things can be blurred in that situation where it's like, is that really appropriate? We talk about the teachers wearing a certain type of clothing. That was a big conversation for female teachers, where it's like, oh, all right, so what are we portraying and trying to say to these people and these kids? Because it's like, my thing is this: it ain't like these teachers are getting paid a super lot of money. Like, they're not out here changing their lives with this money. So with the type of money they do get paid, along with the stress and the headache that comes with it, you're only inviting two kinds of people into this environment. Somebody who really cares about these kids and really wants to do something about these kids, or
somebody
monsters.
Wants to exploit them. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're only doing one or two options. Like, yeah,
that's why it's a very, like, it's.
You have less and less teachers who are there just to do a check, and here are going to just give you the information and keep it going. Like, for me, one of the worst teachers in my life that I ever experienced in high school, he didn't have no weird relationship with the kids. He didn't do nothing. He didn't teach us shit. We came in and talked the whole class. It was a science class too, where we didn't learn nothing the whole semester. The only reason I learned anything was because I took the initiative upon myself to read things and educate myself. But if I didn't do that, I would have missed out a whole year of learning anything. And this nigga and that to me was the worst teacher in the world. If there was a teacher saying some kids took their hair out, like, I just feel like there is so much more that you could be doing destructive to a child than is that. And then, like I said, if the kids have parents, what he said in his little thing about the parents signing to be, for the kids to be on the media and stuff like that, cool. Like, I just hate when I think that we do this so often with men and their affection.
I was wondering about that.
We associate so much men to being like violent predators every time. And like, even when you hear people arguing, it's like, you don't want that blurred line because what? Because there's a issue that can happen. But that issue happens because someone has the intent on doing something bad. If a kid gets too much, they feel like, oh, this relationship becomes more than what it is. You can call so many people as a teacher to help you out. So if you do something wrong with the kid, that's because you're a bad person. It's nothing to do with the system at large. But when we have this perceived notion of a man is going to do something wrong, he may be scared to say something, because if I say anything, y'all going to believe this kid over me. And I just feel like we, at some point, we're turning the hose on teachers that really have good intentions, and we're saying like, oh, well, your actions in this, hypothetical situation that I'm projecting onto you is more important than the actual results and what you're really doing with these kids and what you're teaching them. That's what I'm saying to me. Because to me, that's why I am the way with other people's kids. Like, I'm very hands off. I really don't want to talk to them. I don't really want to have nothing to do. Like, I talk to adults. I'm not really trying to have and discuss anything with other children that aren't mine. Like, because anything can happen. Like, I just remember one time I was with somebody who I was talking to at the time, and they had a young kid that wasn't theirs. It was their sister's, it was their nephew. And he was bad as fuck. Like, nigga was a bad kid, talking shit, talking trash, young kid too. Bad as hell. And this nigga one time tried to lunge at me. And like, instead of doing anything or touching the kid or trying to grab him, stop him, I just moved out the way. And the nigga just fell down onto the ground because I moved out the way. They tried to get mad at me. Like I hit the kid or something. They all looked at what happened. I literally just moved out the way. He tripped and fell onto the ground, hurt himself. And they looking at me like, oh, why did you do that? Do what? Move out the way?
I was supposed to let this fucking monster demon child lunge at me.
So that's why I completely understand like guys and people who just don't get into the school system, which I think that's horrible for. We do need to have all sorts of different types of masculinity examples in schools.
Yeah. Black teachers are, male teachers are important. Black male teachers are important. But
yeah, I mean, having a variety of people being educators to you is an important thing. Having a diverse type of understanding, because it's important to be able to, like, if you have a teacher who has an accent, that's important because you're gonna have to deal with people in the world who have accents.
Unmarketable tomatoes.
Oh shit.
You remember that? Unmarketable tomatoes.
But I just think that with this unconscious bias we have, especially towards black men, we just put violence on them when there's nothing wrong has been done. Like the teacher I know who did something like this,
I feel like
was a white man.
all of that is like so, like it sounds really good, but we are taught to be cautious because you don't know who could be the dangerous man.
But my thing is
because so many men are like there's you don't know who could be. You do this to me all the time. You tell me to live in the 10%, 5% chance that something bad might happen because it might happen.
Yeah. And because that, you're right. There is a lot of fear and bias that come to that.
So as a woman, when you're seeing that, and then as a parent, when you're seeing that, when teachers have ample opportunity to take advantage of students and they have ample opportunity to groom them, there are so many stories, like literally on TikTok, so many stories from like a bunch of small towns where like teachers are married to the kids they groom till this day and have happy families.
That happened to me at my school to this day.
Like,
but
so
my thing
I feel like it's better to walk in the cautious path than anything else. And it is unfortunate that we have one less diverse teacher in the field to do this. But like, we have to, these are children.
But my thing is
we have to be cautious more than anything. We can't be on the side of the teachers because these are kids who are not cognitively developed yet. They need to be protected with fervor, like with passion and gusto.
Oh, and I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But what I'm saying is, and you put up a lot of good points. At any point that you're wrong, because again, I do tell you a lot of that stuff to be protecting of yourself. But at the same time, when we're talking with teachers, we're talking about, people who care. I just feel like caring is going to look a little different for each situation and each person. And you know me, I'm against filming kids. I'm always Mr. Don't film the kids. Don't put that shit out. Don't do any of that.
That's something I saw. I feel like regardless, he should have blurred the kids' faces.
But in the same token, the niggas who are touching the kids are not putting that shit on the internet so that people can see them with the kids. That's the main argument that I was going. That's what I really wanted to say, was that the niggas who are doing that are not promoting it.
Yeah, you're probably like very right about that.
They're keeping it on the low for a reason.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
They're probably not posting with the kids that they're grooming specifically.
They would try to keep it on the low.
I would hope.
I'm just saying.
But people do dumb shit all the time.
I'll say the situation that happened when I was in school. This person was over them in a athletic field. They pretty much from 9th grade to senior year were their leader. And it all came out probably like senior year what was going on. And they're, like I said, to this day, they're still together. But it's weird.
It's very odd.
It's weird as fuck. All right, so the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, he just recently graduated. And he had a speech that went pretty viral. I want to get your thoughts on that. I need you to be professional now, okay? Don't kick his back in just abruptly.
For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment.
That's how you know a nigga about to be on some bullshit.
You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my
As a
beautiful
child
wife
in the
Isabel
background crying.
would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on the stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
So he's been getting his back kicked in.
You really found a very pretentious way to like big up your wife. Like you could have just you could have just been like it's just a very noble thing to do in general, not like y'all have done the best thing, but the actual best thing is when y'all sit y'all asses at home. You didn't have to do that.
But that's crazy that that's what y'all think, though. That's what he's saying. He's not saying sit y'all asses at home. He's saying the greatest thing, which I've said on this show before, that 80% of women will probably do in society will bring a child into this world. And he's saying you should be praised for that. You should look at that as being something that is an accomplishment to your life.
I don't think he
He red pilled that shit. Yeah, he red pilled the fuck out of
yeah,
that.
he didn't word it the way that it should have. It didn't seem like it came from a place of like respect and admiration.
But to me it did. It just feels like it's about what you respect. I think in a lot of times we've been conditioned and said that if you don't champion somebody in a way of, hey, you accomplish what you want to do with your life no matter what it is, and you just say that blanket statement, if you don't say that blanket statement, then it's a problem.
Until he started talking about his actual wife and their story and he started getting emotional, that's when I was like, maybe he's not being a full asshole.
I think he just honestly feels that way. I think to a degree, I feel like that has been shunned upon for women.
And is that not that? So that was a graduation?
Yeah, he was graduating from, I guess he's probably doing like what is it? Not undergrad, postgraduate type stuff. Mm-hmm. And he probably just graduated with that during the, they do courses in the off season and shit like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes during the season.
It's just also not the right time.
I mean, if you got to do a speech at your graduation, you can talk about almost what you want.
Yeah, you can talk about whatever you want, but like letting the women know that the best thing you're ever gonna do is be a wife and mother, literally when they're sitting there about to get their degrees, seems a little bit condescending. Like if it was in a different environment.
I mean, it can be.
If it was in literally any environment other than a graduation or like a corporate boardroom, like those two settings, it seems very condescending. Any other situation, if he was literally like at the ESPYs,
I mean, I feel
or like giving a speech anywhere, that would be great.
I just feel like
they kicking his back in because it's a graduation.
I just
and
feel
he's shitting on these ladies' degrees.
I'm gonna just be honest. I just feel like this level of awareness, like this lack of self-awareness, is just necessary. You get the best shit when a nigga is just so clueless.
Yeah, he said the best thing that you're
I said that.
No, he said that. He said that in the video.
He said that he said the thing that they want to do the most is be
the best accomplishment. Yeah, the biggest accomplishment.
I added that sauce onto it.
Like,
he was
Jesus
just saying,
fucking Christ, that's not the time where you do that.
He tried to appeal to saying, regardless of the promotions, all that stuff, the greatest thing that you want to do, and I add that part, but the thing that you value the most is your family and the family that you're going to cultivate.
Not the right time. Like, not the right time to tell women that the most amazing title you can hold is homemaker at their graduation.
I think if there's a group of women that don't want to hear that, it's going to be women graduating from college.
Like, why would you think that was the place to do that?
Yeah, it's totally wrong spot. These women have spent a whole bunch of money, probably put themselves in debt for this, so they're going to want to value it a little bit more than...
Yeah, and then he was like, you didn't even have to do this. You could have just sucked some dick real good and got pregnant.
That was funny. So, some funny information about this guy. Like I said, he's a kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, so he just won a Super Bowl. He also, his mom...
He said, you bitches work too hard. My wife got lucky.
His mom actually works at Emory, out here in Atlanta, and she's like I want to say she's like a physicist.
Like she's a hardworking woman, a career woman.
The people were talking about her, and they were basically saying the irony with this was like his mom is an accomplished physicist, at Emory University and whatnot. But I was looking at her bio or whatever, what information I could find. What they said was she did graduate, post grad, all that shit. And then she works at Emory and I forgot the staff it is. I had a whole article for it I could pull up. But she was in the staff. She, she's part of that group. But they said like they didn't have kids until 8 years, so after they got married. Mm-hmm. So my thing was like, when I hear accomplished, I don't just think degree. I think like you did a breakthrough, you did something like that.
You did something important in your field.
Yeah, I didn't see that in anything she said.
So she's just a regular physicist.
I mean, that's an accomplishment.
It's obvious.
It's an accomplishment
because I couldn't do that shit. That's way too much studying.
It just seems like she's somebody who was in her field, got married, did her shit in her field early on, got to herself a position that she was comfortable with in that field, and then chose to be a mom after that because she had multiple kids after that. He has like a younger sister and shit. Like, I don't see where that's like against what he's saying. He didn't say that you could go after that. I'm pretty sure once his dad got to the position where he wanted to do whatever he was doing, and she got to the position that she was doing, making whatever she does, she prioritized the family after that.
Yeah, which is something I want to do.
Like, I think that's, most women would argue they would hope to do, get into a position, have a partner who can, so they can prioritize the family.
Yeah.
Y'all hating men with kids, like we just discussed with the teacher comment, so you don't want to leave your husband with the kids.
No, not.
I'm just saying you don't want to work and leave your husband with the kids. That's all.
Yeah,
I was making jokes and implying other stuff. That's all. Just saying that niggas hate men and kids together. Hey, just stay away from them.
Not the fathers.
I'm just saying. Some discussions. We can talk about that. Want to get into the next thing? Are we done with this?
Oh yeah, we can get into.
We can talk about niggas hating daddies then. So we didn't discuss this either, but it was Gary Owen. He was on Shannon Sharp. He talked about how his kids have completely disowned him. They're not having any conversation with him. They're not talking to him, and it's because he cheated on their mom.
Yeah.
And it ended their marriage and their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So my question was, I seen a lot of people who were saying they understood. Oh, what you about to say?
Do you know how old his kids
They're
are?
all grown.
Okay,
like in college
and
yeah, they're college and above.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were just saying like they understood what he was saying. So I wanted to just pose the question, like, if you found out that your father or your mother was cheating on their, significant other, your other parent, would you feel like that's grounds to alienate one of the parents, the cheating parent?
No. Like, straight up no. I get where like the kids and stuff are coming from, but like how has your father fathered? Because his husbanding has nothing to do with his fathering.
Well, what they would say, I saw the women were saying that your overall, who you are as a man, bleeds into both of those titles. And if you're not being good in one of those, how can you be a good anything else if you're hurting the one woman that you know they love?
How is he going to be anything to his children if they're not speaking to him?
Oh,
and if he's not around them. He can't have any influence on them. Also, like, I get that, but you get a more positive, like, experience from having a father who wants to be in your life. And if he makes mistakes, hopefully you have a father who will tell you what he learned from said mistakes so that you don't continue on making those mistakes. Like, I don't know. We're all human beings. Like, people are allowed to make mistakes. My father definitely made mistakes. I didn't realize that he was making mistakes until I was older. And you go through, this is a regular thing. You go through a time, regardless of what your parents are doing and who the parent is that's doing it, where you resent them for what they're doing. But then eventually you get over it. You realize that your parents are fucking human beings and they make mistakes and they are put in the same nuanced situations that you're put into. They get put into difficult spots, and then they like, you need to humanize your parents. I think that's a very it's an adult experience, you know, after resenting your parents, to realize that like they were human. They did their best. He probably regrets cheating on her. He's laying in the bed that he made, and it's shitty now. But when they come back around to actually speaking to him again and stuff, like, hopefully, fingers crossed, he's not an asshole about it. He's apologetic. He regrets what he does, and he tells them like what he learned from his fucking mistakes.
Hey, Gary Owen's situation makes me understand why I don't judge Brian McKnight.
Brian McKnight is a completely different situation.
I don't judge
That
Brian
man has
McKnight for the
been
same
taunting
reason of
his
what
ki-
can happen in Gary Owen's
I think
situation.
Brian McKnight and 50 Cent are like the same like coin, like the same situation.
I don't judge those men.
Because like, you know that your kids are spewing that nonsense because they were left with their bitter ass mom that like you did her dirty. So she thinks that you're the devil. So she's been injecting that propaganda into their veins the whole time she's been raising them, and you haven't had access to them. And instead of fighting the kids, I think it would be a more responsible route for you as a father to just shut the fuck up.
Nah, they was kicking that nigga back in first. That nigga,
Yeah.
so that nigga,
No,
that nigga was,
no, it's a regardless of the fact that they were doing
so
it
that's
first.
why I don't judge
no,
him. That's what I said.
No,
I don't judge him.
No.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. I said I don't judge him because
No,
of
you
what
should be judging
situation.
him.
No, because of situations that can happen. I can
He
understand
been
where
going
you
at
can,
those kids crazy.
and I can understand why you can be on the outs with your kids in that way, because there is some shit like just like with Gary Owen, where he bought tickets to the Super Bowl. He doing all this shit to try to be in their lives, and they saying no because they choosing the mama. And don't come back to me now once you need some money or you need some help. After you chose your mama multiple times, after I'm trying to be a relationship with you, I'm trying to apologize for what I did to you and fix our relationship. You keep choosing the mama. Hell, you don't want nothing from me.
Do we know how long it's been? First of all, I'm surprised that the kids.
This happened during the pandemic for Gary.
Okay, I'm surprised that the kids fully aren't speaking to their father because of this at the age that they're at. Because I would think that they would.
He said he went to one of the girls' house, knocked on her door, and she didn't refuse to come to the door and speak to him.
Yeah, that's kind of a crazy reaction to have. But at the same time, like, it shit takes time. Like, they'll probably be fine eventually.
Nigga like my daddy deserves some extra pussy, so I wouldn't, Why you looking at me like that? I just said he deserves some extra. I didn't say nothing. He should have did anything.
Ma.
I didn't say he should do
If
anything
you're
else.
This.
I just said he deserved a little extra. You know what I'm saying? My nigga worked hard.
Apologizing in advance. Don't call him about this. We already apologized.
My nigga worked hard.
Sorry, Ma.
Have you seen what's going on now with the Skims? You seen the Skim ad for
Oh,
WNBA?
yeah. I saw that.
I don't like this. Not because I don't think they look good or that it doesn't look good on them. I don't like this because when Gilbert Arenas and other people beforehand said, hey, maybe y'all should be more feminine and get sexy, y'all probably get more eyes on y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And now, a decade later after he said this, now y'all want to do it and y'all see it's getting y'all numbers. I don't like that. He got killed for saying that. And I agree with what he was saying in a way where it's like, you don't have to be butt naked on the court, but embrace the fact that you're a woman and what people want to see in regards to women. Like, just embrace that sexiness that, look how they come. You seen the girl we kicked the back in, Kelsey Plum, she had her tits all out. She had the little vest over her boobs and came to the game. Like, she did. Like, embrace that shit.
I mean, yeah, it'll make it a little bit more interesting. I saw a WNBA ad on YouTube for the first time ever in my life today.
That's so crazy.
They were like, go watch this game. I was like, no, thank you. But that's crazy that you told me to. I'm still not going to watch some fucking games. I'm sorry. But I don't watch the men's games either, so.
I mean, yeah, you're not a sports fan, but did you see the Skims ad? Did you like how
I
it looked?
saw the Skims ad. Liking how it looks is subjective.
You're not a Skims girl?
I am not a Skims girl. Also, it was a white woman with a nude 2-piece set on. So
There was
I
more than
like,
that. They had a whole bunch of black girls.
Oh, okay.
You didn't see all of them?
No, I didn't see all of them. All I saw was that one picture of the basketball
They
player.
had Kelsey Plum. They had one of the rookies that's from Stanford. I forgot her name, but everybody was ogling off of her. And then I think they had two other girls that was doing that too.
Let me do
two
a
other
Google
black
real
girls.
quick.
So no, the Skims thing. It was funny when people kept saying that. When it was like, did y'all not realize that Kim got the contract for the NBA, so that automatically comes with the WNBA? I just didn't think they was going to do this.
Ooh.
Also, too, I saw people saying like the WNBA surprised they starting to get eyes on them when they see that, hey, let's take the stud persona off the league.
Yeah, like put the spotlight on the feminine girls, please. Like we tired of what's her face that got locked up in Russia or whatever.
Brittany Griner.
We tired of Brittany Griner and them.
That's hate.
I want to see the girlies. Like
That's
I want to
hate.
see flowing hair dunk. They not allowed to dunk, are they?
They can dunk, but it's just physically more difficult
Yeah.
because they can't get up as high.
Yeah.
But there are girls who throwing it down.
I need the WNBA to focus on hiring really pretty girls and just massively big bitches. Like that is the two things. Everyone needs to know how to play basketball. Yes. Baseline. But like really pretty girls that are marketable and then real big bitches that can dunk on shit.
Get them.
And then we need a locker room, like mics on the, like we need personality.
I saw a tweet that made me think of you. So I guess there was two players who had dated in the past for the WNBA, and she fouled the other girl, and she like picked her up from behind, like she was kind of like straddling her a little bit while she picked her up.
Sexy.
That shit was wild.
Ooh, I want to see that right now.
I'll show you the video later.
Oh my God, I saw this other video of
that was the girl's reaction too. She said, "This is hot."
Yeah, that's hot. If I know that they use, ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
So you couldn't have that in the NBA. That would be wild.
That gay.
Niggas would
I
look
wouldn't
at you
be
like,
turned on by
I'm not
that.
guarding that nigga at all.
Not one
Y'all
bit.
two just guard each other, dog. Real talk. You know, it's a point guard and a center. Y'all niggas guard each other. We all right over here.
I saw a video of, I don't even remember what team it was, but there's this one girl, she's a little bit more masculine leaning, and then another girl, she's like girly. Every time they get off the bus, the masculine girl gets off first, puts her arm out, and then the girl comes out all dainty and shit, and there was a whole compilation of her doing that, just coming out all like.
I think that's overseas though, was it?
What? Regardless of
I thought
where
it
it
was
was,
overseas.
the shit was sexy. I was like, ooh, Mr. Ma'am.
Mr. Ma'am is sick. All right, so no, we got to stay a little bit with the sports, man. We got two Titans going at it right now. Did you hear the beef between Shannon Sharp and Shaq?
No.
Shannon staying something,
They
man.
the same type of. I feel like Shannon Sharp and Shaq are like the same type of like jolly, happy nigga who got his brain knocked around a little bit too much, so he don't know words the way he should.
That's crazy. Shaq, I wouldn't say Shaq got his brains knocked around. I just think like
Shaq never knew words.
Shaq got honorary degrees.
Shaq can't even read the degree that he honorarily
That's hate.
got.
That's hate. He said he went to class.
Let me stop.
Don't do
That's
that.
a black man.
That's
a
hate.
black man.
That's
a
hate.
black man. Yeah, he literally has been. It
So-
sounds like he's been on lean for 77 years.
That's crazy that you just threw lean on Shaq like that. But let me just give you a little tidbit of what happened. So Shannon responded to something Shaq had said. So MVP was announced. There's a little bit of tension because Shaq only got one MVP. The guy who just won MVP is also a center, and he just won his third MVP.
Shaq?
And Shaq only got one MVP.
Oh, like in his career.
Yeah, whole
I
time.
thought you were talking about now. I'm like, that nigga not playing basketball. But
No, I'm
okay,
saying he got one MVP
okay.
in his whole career. The dude that just won his third. He said during his interview with them after he was announced to be in the winner that, hey, bro, like, I didn't vote for you. I thought other buddy should have won, but, you know, salute. So Shannon goes on Nightcap or whatever and says that Shaq is jealous and he always talks shit about the players and things of that nature. Shaq then comes out crazy Instagram post shitting on Shannon Sharp, saying you nothing like me. What you did in your career ain't nothing to what I did in my career. Woo to woo. And then he come out with a diss track, shitting on Shannon.
Shaq, that's corny as fuck. You were literally just like following this diss track wave. You know that we don't like your music, Shaq. So
niggas like
why
Shaq
would
music. Don't do that.
Why would you impose that on us? We didn't want that. So automatically,
But
I
see,
don't know.
But Shannon did do some jokes about the rap.
I was on Shannon's side. I was on Shaq's side the whole time till you told me that there's a diss track. Now I'm on Shannon's side. God forbid I'm on Shannon's side.
Well, hey, it's the first time for everything. But
it's
no,
the second time I think.
Shannon didn't mention some of Shaq's music before though, so I can see why you went to the diss track. This is the way I look at it. So I know you don't know about a lot of this other stuff, but TNT is who does the Inside the NBA. They're losing the NBA contract. Like it's pretty much all said and done. NBC is getting it prime time, Amazon Prime. Like basically they're no longer gonna have the NBA next year. So what my theory is this: Shaq has realized his media persona has gotten too comfortable and relied too heavily on TNT. And he sees that there's time to be a pivot now. Because Shaq cool in business and all that other stuff, but at the end of the day, he the Diesel. He needs to have eyes on me. People need to see me. People need to recognize me.
Mm-hmm.
Podcast and stuff is good, does good numbers, but it's not one of the best.
Shaq has a podcast?
Mm-hmm. See? Not one of the best. So I can just see right now where it's time for a transitional period. Let me shoot at Shannon, who is the top in the field right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get
Other
this
than
attention
Gil.
going. Also got the stuff going on with my ex-wife. So let me get some of that attention off of that. Her saying she don't love me. I don't know if you want to get into that.
She said that she don't think she's ever loved him.
Which is wild. But I heard a lot of women saying that why would you give him kids if you didn't love him? Did you not know how much money he made?
What? Like, I'm giving that nigga 11 kids. Like,
That's alimony and child support. Come
now
on.
she got the whole basketball wives spin like this bitch. She made the right decision.
Yeah, that was a smart move. That's called valuing your womb. Maybe women should try it.
Okay.
She cashed out. People said the only reason she started that is because they last kid just
Y'all
turned
be
18.
letting niggas who work at Amazon nutting you. Shut the fuck up, please.
That's not bad. If
It's
y'all
bad.
No,
It's
if you,
bad.
No, it's not. If you gonna love and marry this person, that's not wrong. But y'all let the nigga nutting you at Amazon that don't care about you.
The nigga be telling you to get rid of the baby, you gonna keep the baby. I'ma be a single mom and struggle. Bitch, go ahead. Wear that crown. I guess. Dumb bitch.
Oh, shit. I'm glad it's the second hour. Oh my God.
Like, what?
Oh shit, you forget what I'm doing next month. Jesus Christ.
My bad. But
Oh, my God.
technically, she
Hey, salute.
had a father.
So again, what do you think about Shaq? What do you think about Shaq and Shannon? Do you think that my theory is correct, or do you think he just petty, upset because his girls say he don't love him no more? Like, what's up? What do you think?
No, I think your theory is 100% correct.
You think he's trying to go for that spot? He's trying to get that number one spot?
Yeah. I think Shaq has the personality to go for that spot. He has all the connections. As soon as he wants to take potting seriously and put, like, foot on gas on that, I think he would give Shannon a run for his money. And now,
I agree with that, actually, because you know what? He just did a interview where they did a 1-for-1 with JJ Redick, and it was so corny, right? So JJ Redick comes to Shaq's place. They do his podcast, Shaq's podcast. Then they do JJ's podcast in the same place. JJ just moves to the other chair to the left. And they do his podcast there, and then they talk. It was hilarious.
Shaq has access to all the, like, basketball greats, and I think basketball niggas have...
And comedy. Remember he used to have that Shaq comedy jam?
That too, and hip-hop. And basketball niggas have better personalities than football niggas. I'm sorry. They don't got CTE to deal with. They still got their brains and their cognitive functions.
I don't know,
like,
man.
I feel like when I've seen, like, the older, like, basketball players, like, they're funnier. Like, they seem like they have, like, it's...
I will say this, because I can't say too much because of you, but AB's interview with Jason Whitlock was pretty interesting and funny, and he seems like he has most of his cognitive functions. Can't really shit on you, AB, because you have a clip that can
AB
destroy
does
me.
not have any of his cognitive functions. This nigga has
for the most
held
part.
somebody up at gunpoint, has he not?
I mean, he just from the
With
interview.
his that nigga does not have any of his cognitive functions. His brainstem is wobblier than
wobblier is sick, yo.
wobblier than wacky inflatable flailing tube man.
Oh my God.
That's his brainstem, okay? Like it's hanging on by a thread. AB is like hopefully
That's
he
sick.
leaves his brain to science so we can see the effects of CTE because he got it.
He got it.
He got
You
that
can't,
shit.
You can't say that with what you said about him, though. You gave him a lot of props. I'm just saying. You did.
Can I say what I'm about to say without you being mad?
Man.
Content. You can have CTE and a big dick. It don't like
You are the worst.
These things don't have to do with each other at all.
That's sick, yo.
Like
That's sick
it's
as
not
fuck.
like it's steroids.
Sick as-
Also, let's continue.
Would you wake it up?
No, I was. It's fine.
You was about to put steroids on him?
No, I was just gonna say that's probably the difference between a basketball and a football, niggas.
Relax, yo. I'm a basketball guy, so you can't say that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the football niggas got small dicks because they take steroids, and the basketball niggas don't because I
Oh,
feel like
okay.
basketball niggas don't have to take steroids. All you gotta do is run.
Unless you allegedly LeBron.
They said that.
Remember I told you they said Savannah was working with this
Oh
trainer?
yeah. That was a whole thing. Bro, not taking no goddamn steroids.
Nigga is 40 years old,
That-
jumping out of the gym. Come on now. Like, what are we talking about?
That is cocaine.
You can't put that. That's better to put on a nigga. That's better to put on his cane. That's sick.
Yeah, because that's not giving him physical strength. That's just giving him more energy to pump the physical strength he already has.
According to the
as
people,
an African descent,
according to the people who say that he's doing stuff,
man of African descent.
the drugs that they're saying that he's doing, what they do is they don't give him extra strength or anything. What it does is just help the blood and oxygen flow more. Like that's literally what.
Okay,
for
that
him
shouldn't be illegal.
I mean, it is, but if he hasn't got caught,
That
with it,
that sound like an anime power up. Sound like a yum yum fruit.
Oh my God. You are wild. So I do want to put this article that Variety is gonna get a little serious, guys. So trigger warning.
Oh no, guys! Trigger warning. What is it? Essay?
Yeah.
Essay trigger warning.
Okay, you gotta relax now. You can't do it like that. You giddy about it.
No, I was just yelling it. I wasn't getting. What did I?
All right, so
Essay
we got what we
trigger
got
warning.
what we needed from Dan Snyder. So remember when we talked about it, we said that the problem we had with the documentary was that you really didn't show like what you needed to show to say this guy was a bad guy.
Surface level fucking
So
nonsense.
we have Lori Beth Denberg. So you remember the heavy set girl who was on all that? She was on the Steve Harvey show. She
The big
said
girl.
that Dan Snyder, she alleged that Dan Snyder showed her porn, initiated phone sex, fondled her breasts, and more over several years. So that's what we needed right there.
That's
A
crazy.
allegation from a prominent member of the cast.
Yeah, she was a prominent member, and then she,
Of course,
she hasn't said anything about this ever till just now, right?
Yeah, but I can understand trauma, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying as if like that takes away from what she's saying. I'm just saying
So let me get
it's
into,
crazy that she hasn't said anything.
let me get into Snyder. He slams the accusations as wildly exaggerated and in most cases false. That's sick.
Exaggerated, and in most cases that's
He
like very
adds-
specific verbiage. That's good
But
PR firm
That
you're
was
using.
that was a quote that they took out. So he could have said something in between.
I'm
the
just
front.
saying that's a good PR firm.
Salute. You're right. And as I previously stated, there were times, particularly in the early years of my career, that I made mistakes and exhibited poor behavior as a leader. If I did that on some OJ shit, with respect to Lori Beth, I sincerely apologize to her, but I cannot apologize for things I did not do.
That's what he said at the end of the
The
thing
video.
too. That's literally with
That's his-
Tebow
yeah,
with
that's
the taco on the stick guy. Like
That's crazy. So I mean, like I said, that's what
the
we
same
needed.
shit.
But that's what we need. Now we can kind of paint him in the light that we needed to paint him in.
Do you think he was only sexually assaulting the fat girl?
I heard a lot of people that saying that
'Cause she
that's
was
the
fat?
easiest person to isolate. because you're already way different from the other kids that are around you. Not only are you a big person, you're a big girl. So that automatically has a different ramifications.
Mm-hmm.
So
he was targeting her specifically.
I can see where, yes.
I wonder if there's gonna be more.
Remember in the documentary where he said we already have a fat one to the other girl?
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that.
Yeah, I wonder if there's gonna be any more people that come out as a result of her coming out, because that's usually what happens. One person finally comes out, and then it gives his other victims, alleged maybe potential victims, the courage to come out and say something themselves. So
I mean, they fucked them kids up, because you see how Kel talking on Shannon podcast.
I didn't see that at all.
So no, I showed you the clip. Remember I showed you?
Oh yeah. You showed me the
this
clip
nigga
of
said his wife got pregnant twice by another man.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What did you do to these kids, Dan Snyder? You took this nigga whole self-respect away.
And then now I'm
wake it up.
I don't want to say it.
Talk about it.
Put nothing on Keenan jacket. But it's either you're traumatized or you end up doing some traumatizing yourself.
Hold on, what?
That's usually what happens. Like if you go through.
But this nigga didn't do nothing. He just got his wife cheated on him twice.
He was traumatized.
But he ain't done nothing since then.
No, or I'm talking about.
Okay.
No,
talking about Kel. Kel is the one who's on Shannon podcast.
No, Keenan.
Keenan ain't said nothing happened to him.
No, I'm just saying he's wildly successful in SNL and all that. That's what I was saying.
Oh, you think
this is all alleged? I don't want to put nothing on his jacket.
You think he bending up? He a pretzel? That's crazy.
Or
you hate black men?
Or he's doing some freaky shit.
Or he could just be a stand-up guy and just write good jokes.
Ain't no stand-up guys in Hollywood or music. That's what we've been learning. If you want to be successful and you want your name in lights, you either got to do the bending or you got to bend over yourself. Those are the two options. You got to be a fucking monster or you have to be abused and traumatized. Those are the ways that you get into the music business successfully or Hollywood successfully. Those are the only two things. There are no honest people who are just talented.
I think there are a few that are. They may not be
7.
Okay.
Max.
That's fair. That's fair.
7 of them.
Hey, Kel,
and I'm talking about like the people who are
my thing is this.
Wildly famous. Not just like the indie
I don't condone
pop artists
violence in any kind of capacity, but I feel like after the second time she got pregnant by another man, it might be okay to go Chris Benoit.
Who is that? I thought you were about to say Chris Brown.
You don't know who Chris Benoit is?
No.
He's a WWE wrestler who murdered his whole family.
Fucking God.
and himself.
Jesus Christ. Don't do that.
After the second cheat, you took her back, and then she got pregnant by another nigga. That means the nigga didn't have no condom, and he nutted in her. It's okay to go Chris Benoit the second time.
We don't know that a nigga ain't have no condom.
He nutted in her.
She might
that
just
don't matter.
be fucking niggas with super sperm.
Okay, that's even more egregious. Nigga, go all that shit. Chris Benoit, Aaron Hernandez, whatever you need to do. O.J. Simpson. That's grounds for that.
That is not grounds for that. Please stop listening to my husband.
I'm just saying.
The rambling.
That's going to be a crazy clip. That's going to be a crazy clip. Yeah. Did you want to get into this Childish Gambino album you were so wanting to talk about?
Oh, yeah. I don't think I've lived with it for long enough to have like a fully fleshed out opinion. But Childish Gambino dropped Ada Vista a couple days ago. I've been listening to it for the past 2 days. It falls within like the Childish Gambino box. I know our most viral clip is me hating on him, but I passionately critique people who I enjoy a lot. I've been following his career since. Well, I've been following his music career since Because the Internet, and I've been following his acting career since Community. So I've enjoyed this man for a very fucking long time. So when he drops something, I'm still gonna run and listen to it. I'm sorry. The first couple tracks are very good. He has this like very jarring, like technological fucking like staticky sound thing in between the first couple songs. It starts with like a very sunny. If you're a Childish Gambino fan, if you listen to like Because the Internet, like Kawaii, that it gives that like sunny Childish Gambino vibe. I absolutely loved the first like 4 or 5 tracks. They were very good. And that I think the album is only like 8 tracks. So I don't know. I feel like I can generally say it's 11 tracks. So I didn't like To Be Hunted. So the first 4 tracks I absolutely love. So Ada Vista, Algorithm, the like voice synthetic thing that he did on Algorithm, I thought was cool as fuck. I was like, ooh, grunge, love it. And then Time with Ariana Grande, I was like, this is a little boppy bop. You got one with this one. The white girls are gonna love this. Good job, Childish Gambino. Yeah, so I need to live with it a little bit more, but generally I always like what he does musically, so I enjoy it.
I was hoping that he was going to put our clip in one of his songs.
Childish Gambino hates black women. Yeah, no, this his albums are never
like reflective like that.
No, they are in just like, I think he has like a, that's why I wanted to live with it a little bit more and think about it a little bit more. I don't know what the theme of this is trying to say. And I think he has a theme of like technology and like the internet and like stuff like that for his albums. So I didn't think, I wasn't surprised when he didn't put that. Plus it went viral, but it wasn't like millions viral.
She got mad at me because my first take when I was listening to it with her was I felt like he was jacking the Weeknd a little bit. But according to you, he's been doing this sound forever.
He has been like he's been doing like the sunny beats. Shout out to Shem. That's like one of his terms. Like the very
sunny
like
beats?
Yeah, like the happy beats. He calls them sunny beats. So he's been doing like the sunny beats thing and like he's been singing on the sunny beats for a long time. Like he's been doing that for a while. On Kawaii he did that. On Camp he did that. On whatchamacallit? On Because the Internet he definitely did that. So he's been doing that.
To me it sounded like he was just doing a bad impression of the Weeknd. But
no,
I mean, that's
the
just
Weeknd was just doing his
better
own
impression.
No, The Weeknd was just doing his own version of like tech music because they both do derivatives of like tech music. There's like the base of their music are like techie sounds.
Okay.
So that's what you were hearing in the similarities. Nothing is new.
Oh, for sure. Everything is
everything is recycled. Nothing is new. So that's what you were hearing.
I mean, what I was saying was he just sounded like
that's
a bad
why,
version
like,
of that.
you just your ear for music is very different than mine. Let me just put that respectfully.
Hate. That's hate.
That's not hate because the way I was gonna say it
was gonna be even more hate.
Yeah,
that's all you know.
It was gonna be different. You be saying all I know is hate, but let me tell y'all, this man told me he loved me for the first time while
I'm keeping that.
This man told me he loved me for the first time while I was making fun of a small child.
He wasn't a small child. He was like 15 years old.
Okay, to me he was a small child.
The nigga looked like Jordan from the Bernie.
The nigga in 2022.
Bernie Mac show.
It was 2022.
Yeah.
In 2022, had a fedora on in high school. I was like, this
he
nigga
looked like Jordan from Bernie Mac.
Has not known pussy ever in his life, and he accidentally told me he's loved me while I was hating on a child. So when he was like, oh, you know nothing of hate, you know nothing but hate, I'm like, that's why I'm married to you. That's how I got this, because of hate. Because of both of our loves for hate.
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's just
that's gonna be capping for the mic.
Your barrels of hate know no bounds.
No, they don't.
All right, stop hitting the wire.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, they don't.
How long did you watch Empire for? When did you tap out of Empire?
Ooh, I tapped out of Empire probably. I'm trying to think of like plot line wise, but probably like 3rd season. I think.
So the reason why I asked this,
let me look up how many seasons of
is
Empire.
because the reason I stayed past the 1st season is I did some head canon. So if y'all not familiar with that means, it just you create something in the show that just comes out of your imagination. So the way that it was cool to me was that they had a superpower. Every character had a superpower. Their superpower was they were able to make hits.
There were 6 seasons of Empire.
Yeah, I got out of season 5.
Wow.
Yeah, I stayed about 4 or 5. I was like, 4 or 5. But the way I was able to commit myself to it was because the music was the superpower. Everybody in the family except the oldest son could make music. Mm-hmm. That was their superpower. And Cookie's superpower was she could tell when a hit was a hit.
Yeah.
That was her power and the way that the family all worked together. So that was always how I like made the shit more supernatural to me and how it was more tolerable. But to see this shit play out in real life with Diddy, I see why he wanted to sue them. Because wasn't that like an early case where he wanted to sue Empire for copying his life? I think there was an article about that.
I didn't even know that Diddy
I don't think it was about his life.
Sue Empire.
I don't think it was about his life, but I think they heavily inspired about him. And I didn't believe it until that nigga King Combs did a fucking diss track to 50 Cent and told the feds you went to the wrong house.
He did that?
Yes. You can go listen to the song. He tells them that y'all went to the wrong house. That it was the next door. Like, he trying to flex on them.
They just gonna go to that house too.
Like, I saw this and people will say like, oh, rich kids will do dumb shit and all that. I didn't think it was real like this. Like, this nigga really, I think it was Malik on the show. That was his name, right? The youngest son.
Let me look it up. Yeah, I think so.
Jussie Smollett's youngest brother.
Hakeem. His name was Hakeem.
You're right, Hakeem. King Combs is Hakeem.
Yeah, probably.
Like 100%. Like,
he was the favorite.
He was the favorite. He was the one doing the music. He did the same raps that was like his dad.
Yeah. He looked just like
100% is Hakeem.
Yeah.
And for you to let that shit ride, who does that? Like I understand we've gotten so far from the plot and reality that this wild shit is just normal behavior now. Like, just think about, we would never have had this when we was coming up. None of the rich kids would have made a diss track to somebody hating on their dad and tell the feds you went to the wrong house.
Not at all.
Like, what times do we live in now?
Also, only black kids would do this.
Like, Diddy has grounds to sue Empire now. Go get that back catalog, dog. You're going to need it. Jesus. I just thought that was insane. When I didn't believe people when they said that, and I went back and listened, and this nigga really said
Empire and
the other house. I came to the wrong house.
Were great. I think Star should have stayed on longer than it did, and Empire should have been cut shorter.
I'm surprised that you like Star.
Oh my God, I like. Is it because there was
my
a
mama
white
likes
girl
Star.
on it?
Yeah.
That white girl, she was eating shit up. I'm sorry. There's like, I generally gravitate towards black women, but if there's a white girl or a Spanish girl just like undoubtedly eating it up.
Didn't they have both? Or was she just biracial? Because they had a white girl, a dark-skinned girl, and then there was a girl.
And a mixed girl. She didn't matter. She wasn't.
She reminded me
she
of
wasn't
Lynn.
Eating nothing
like
up.
if they were to do like Girlfriends Over, I would want her to play Lynn.
Yeah. No, she's just not striking enough to play Lynn, honestly. Like, Lynn was.
But all of them were like that, though.
But my first go around watching Girlfriends, Lynn was my favorite character.
She's mine too.
When I was a child, Lynn was the person that I connected with the most when I had no idea what was going on when I was watching Girlfriends.
Okay. Add that second part in there.
Yeah. Like, I was just like, she just seems like she was the closest to being like childlike free.
Lynn or Samantha? Who's the biggest slut?
Samantha.
Yeah. But that's because they could do more on that show.
Also, I feel like not only who's the biggest slut, even though Lynn is a black woman, I still prefer Samantha because she had money.
But that's what I'm saying.
Lynn had like 6 master's degrees, didn't do shit with them when she was a bum. And she was actually kind of a bad friend, and she overstepped her friend's boundaries over and over and over and over and over again.
And Lynn was getting bust down by like the plumber nigga, like
Like
niggas.
literally broke niggas, like homeless bums.
Yeah, like that was never Samantha's MO.
I mean,
Well, you watch the show, so
Samantha was getting knocked down by bus boys, waiters, whatever. All she cared about is the dick
them
good.
niggas got jobs. Though.
I'm not seeing you again.
I'm saying she got them niggas had jobs. Though.
Yeah, Samantha's thing was like, I don't care what job you have because I'm never seeing you again. I have no desire to see you after
Lynn was
tonight.
hitting the unemployed niggas.
Yeah, Lynn was hitting the unemployed niggas and then letting them live with her.
Yeah,
in the garage.
getting to it. That was a real one. I mistakenly I valued that when I was younger. When you don't really know your expectations and where you're gonna end up in life, you see the girl that's like cool with just accepting any kind of old thing, and you think like, oh yeah, that should be the one. But it's like, nah, you use her to get your come up. Oh, I shouldn't have said that out loud. My bad. My bad. No.
Thank God I'm married,
No
bro.
shade.
Thank God I'm married now.
Do we want to talk about Megan's tour?
Oh yeah, let's talk about Meg's tour. Everyone was talking about how Meg is going on tour with Glorilla and that her ticket sales have not been doing too well.
Hold on, I gotta from Academics TV. Meg Thee Stallion caught
Not
selling fans
the
free
alleged
tickets to
rapist.
fill up empty seats at her show. Tickets were reportedly as
$50
low as
tickets?
$20.
Oh, $20. But that type of report comes out for like almost every artist that has gone on tour lately. That came out for Nicki Minaj. It came out for like so many people.
Niggas are broke.
Niggas is broke. That's the thing. Meg is going on tour.
Arena tour at that. Let's
An arena tour
let's
with
put that.
Glorilla. That's what surprises me. I did not think.
with the bullshit single between the two of them that did not hit.
Let me tell you something. Meg's past couple albums, as somebody who has been a fan of hers since she dropped Tina Snow, I was waiting in anticipation for everything she has. They have not hit. The singles have been like, they're good. I like them because I like you. I like them because I like you, and that's it. So, yeah, I think the reason that Meg stayed relevant because we needed to support her through the fucking nonsense that she went through.
Just keep it real. Did we care about Meg because Tory shot her?
We don't care about Meg because Tory shot her.
We keep caring about Meg because
I
Tory
think
shot her?
the conversation about Meg would have been different if Tory had not shot her. I think the focus would have been more on the music that she's putting out, the content that she's giving us, and we would have been more focused on the lackluster bars than we would have been on anything else.
Wake it up.
And if all of that had not happened, then the wider conversation around Meg is that like she within like the bubble of her fans that still want her to fucking rap, which I am in, like we know that Tina Snow was amazing and she has been chasing like a poppy hit for mad long, and I don't know if it's the label or her management or whatever the fuck is happening. But girl, the single you put out, Boa, not it. Not it at all. It's the number. I knew that it was gonna be. I saw Meg Thee Stallion has a #1, and I was like, it's for the video. And then I kept reading, and I was like, yeah, it's for the video. It's not for the single. It's for the visuals. Your visuals are always amazing, top tier, all of the money behind you. But I need you to start rapping like a Texas bitch again, please, because I am generally like. I'm giving you one more rollout before I'm just like done. Damn. And that's my take on Meg right now.
I knew that. I thought, this is what I'm going to say. I was expecting a lot because I just knew that when they announced this arena tour and that her and Glorilla had a song together, that they was coming with heat. I barely remember they even dropped that shit.
Yeah.
That shit came and went so fast. And I like his. And y'all know, I said the thing. I look at Meg as the friend who get all freaky with niggas, but you don't ever want to touch. I want to see her win. And I don't think that they have put her in the right position. I think the music that she wants to do, it seems like she's doing. And it's not good.
Honestly,
Carl, save her.
What the fuck I want? Hot girl, freak nasty, big old freak. Like, Tina Snow was so good. Like, it was so good. And that
I like his too. I ain't gonna lie. I like
that
his.
was just a raw ass Texas bitch. And I also wanted to talk about this. So, I'm okay with artists just giving me one body of work that I admire and love and them never giving me anything after that ever again. Because I also think it's unfair to think that an artist is going to keep pumping out classics and things that we absolutely love. At this point, now, I think that you're going to give me one body of work, maybe, even if I get that I love, and then if I get nothing from you ever again, I think I'm gonna have to be okay with that. I'm okay with that. Not Childish Gambino. Chance the Rapper, I'm completely okay with you only giving me acid rap.
You ain't like 3?
No. I'm okay with you only
Color
giving
and
me
Book?
acid rap. ASAP Rocky, I'm okay with you only giving me Long Live ASAP. Frank Ocean, I'm okay with you only giving me Channel Orange.
You like Blonde?
Not the way I like Channel Orange. There are so many there are so many artists that have like one very impacting body of work that like it hit us at a very specific point in our lives, and it was well timed and everything, and all of the stars were aligned, and I think it's unfair to continue expecting that from them at this point in my life. I think it is unfair. So I'm going to stop expecting multiple bodies of work from y'all that impact me the way one has. If you only gave me one, Solange, Frank, everyone that I just mentioned, Chance the Rapper, ASAP, not Rihanna. She's given us about 2 of those.
Damn, that was tough. You think only 2 for Rihanna?
Yeah. Like fully impacting bodies of work? Yes, 2. Yeah. Joey Badass with 1999. Like, it's okay if you only gave me one. It's okay. It's because it's more than enough.
I mean, I feel you. I think we're coming to a trajectory when it comes to artists and even just celebrity as a whole, where fame is going to be diluted in a real way. Where like fame isn't going to be like the world knows you anymore. We're not going to have any more Drakes anymore. We're not going to have people who are mega stars anymore. Like, it's going to be your niche. Those people rock with you, and how you're able to do your business within your niche is how you're going to be able to be successful.
That's why I think artists like Smino, who I keep bringing up, but he has had his niche for a very long time. He has a very complicated melodic way that he raps, and his cadence is like very different. A lot of people don't like his voice, but the niche that he caters to, I will never give up on you. Period. Point blank. Every single project you drop, I'm going to listen to. Smino is one of those like unicorn artists where like I do expect you to give me something impacting that changes my life every single time you drop, nigga, because you've been doing it the whole time. So now you can't stop. I put you on a different level than I put all the artists I talk about. Even like Isaiah Rashad with Sylvia Demo. Amazing. I don't expect him to do that again. Like, but no, Smino, I expect you to keep dropping heat that I, for my ears, continue thinking is a classic. My children will know who you are. You can't stop. Everyone else, is on a different level. But like Isaiah Rashad and Smino, like y'all need to keep making music that I will keep rotating. Y'all have no choice but to do so. I'm sorry.
Hey, Isaiah,
y'all are not humans.
Isaiah Rashad trying to get his Gerard Carmichael on. He ain't worried about none of that other shit you got going on.
Isaiah Rashad, regardless of whose genitalia is in your mouth, I expect you to deliver musically. I don't give a fuck what else you're doing, sir. Period.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. Well, do you want to talk about Anita Baker and these old women keep canceling their shows? Just past Mother's Day, Anita Baker was supposed to perform in Atlanta. I believe she canceled with good timing, but the promoter didn't announce it to the crowd to the last minute. My question is, why these old women keep doing this? Because it ain't just her.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of old women out here canceling shows.
Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill be showing up late.
What's her face? The other lady that was literally cursing people out in the crowd.
Was Anita Baker the one going back and forth with Babyface? I think she was.
Yeah.
Because they was having some issues with her the little tour she was on with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he had came on for a night or something like that. But no, to me, I just feel like that kind of bougie behavior got to stop. Like we can't keep doing this. Because that's messing up everybody kind of paper.
At this point, I feel like when you get
too old to be acting like
that. to one of these like legacy acts, like you got to think that you got to be prepared for some bullshit.
For real. But you don't hear Rolling Stones doing none of this. They be out there ready to perform every night. I don't like that. I just feel like these folks be getting just too head far up their asses, and they just don't want to just give folks, do their job, nigga. Everybody else got to go to work. Your turn too. You good for you that you only got to perform once. Niggas got to do their shit every day. Just keep it real, man.
It's really shitty that you did that on Mother's Day too, but
that's a gift for people.
What was her excuse?
I don't know. I didn't hear nothing
canceling?
like illness or nothing like that. I didn't hear nothing like it was like an illness or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
that's odd. Anita Baker, you need to do better.
I just felt like that shit was
fans.
just happening more and more now. But it's just people don't respect the consumer anymore. I mean, that's just what it's coming down at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All right. Besides your sabotage behavior that you've been doing, is there anything else we need to get to?
No.
I just want these people to know.
There's nothing we need to get to.
Fair was off for 5 days in a row. Didn't post anything on our socials.
I was on vacation.
That don't mean you're on vacation from the show. That's crazy. Sabotage. You're never going to beat the allegations, baby. All right. Life is a labor of love. So let's keep building these moments together. And remember, your job is not your family. And the only thing you should be exploiting is what? These corporations. Talk FNF TV. I'm Rhetoric. I'm with my lovely co-host, Miss Reality.
Follow us on all of the social media. We're at talk.fnf.tv on everything. So Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Like, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. We love you guys. Bye.
You did.